Happy New Year, everybody! We did it! We survived 2020, and now it's time for us all to pretend that buying a new calendar and adding 1 point to a number will somehow make all the world's problems go away. But even so, I've come here to take a look back at all the little pieces of joy that were to be found in the last month of the year that was 2020. December is a divisive month for me, as the first half is taken up by exam season, which is a really stressful period where you're crushed down by people's expectations of you, really showing you how pathetic and mediocre you really are. And the second half is obviously taken up by a Christmas celebration with the family, which is pretty much the same thing. Another thing that these two have in common is that they don't really leave that much room for playing video games or reading manga, etc. As during Christmas, I'm obviously gonna spend most of my time with my family and friends, and during exam season, I'm obviously gonna spend most of my time watching random YouTube clips and cleaning my room.
I'm a guy. Thank you, whoever.
What?
Because of this, I don't really have as much to talk about as I usually would, but there is definitely some stuff I checked out this month that is worth talking about. So I want to welcome this new year by taking a look back at some of the best things that December had to offer for me. There are times when you just find that perfectly crafted story. One where every little detail is an immaculate piece in one big machine. You can see the careful consideration put into every single decision that went into making the story, and in the end, it all comes together in perfect unison. And Chainsaw Man is about the complete opposite of that type of story. Take this part in the middle, for example. Here we are going up against someone with the power of the puppet devil. They can make people into puppets. Okay, sounds simple enough. Okay, now they've used those puppets to make a sacrificial rite to send everyone down to hell and summon the devil of darkness. Wait, what? They can do that? Yes. Since when? Yes. And who's the devil of darkness anyway? He's bad, and now everyone is dead. What? And now it's time to fight the puppet master. Wait, what happened to being in hell? Anyway, here's a character with similar powers to the main character. They're called the First Devil Hunter. That sounds important. Can you elaborate? Nope, no time. Here's a cool fight scene. And now the Puppet Master have been defeated by the Devil of the Universe. The what now? Doesn't matter. She's dead anyways. What? Oh, and so is the First Devil Hunter. Moving on. Ah! Now, I'm not trying to call the writing in Chainsaw Man lazy or incomplete. On the contrary, when I decided to read through parts of it again, I could clearly see that Tatsuki Fujimoto had a clear vision for the series from very early on. And it's this vision he wanted the series to focus on without any unnecessary fats. And if there are some missing parts along the way, then so be it. And in a genre that is packed full of tedious exposition and forced backstories, Chainsaw Man is honestly a breath of fresh air. It's fun, exciting, it has a unique main character, the relationships between the characters are interesting as hell, and it has just the right amount of genuine emotion sprinkled in to keep you invested. I will say though that with every chapter being so jam-packed as they are, it seems to be a series that really thrives in the weekly chapter release format, so me binging the whole thing in 2 days could definitely give some feeling of information overload. I can honestly see myself going back to read it again to really take it all in before the sequel series starts releasing later this year. So, all in all, is Chainsaw Man a modern masterpiece or just another dumb battle shonen? Yes. Continuing the trend of fast-paced fighting manga, December was also the month when I decided to finally catch up on a manga that has long been on my watchlist, Record of Ragnarok. I usually prefer to talk about stuff that has an official English release, but with the upcoming anime adaptation that was just announced, I feel like it's only a matter of time before some publisher decides to pick this one up. In case you don't know, Record of Ragnarok is a manga depicting a grand fighting tournament between humanity and the gods. And if that doesn't immediately sound awesome to you, then I don't know how else I can possibly sell this. There's just something so immensely satisfying about a manga that just sets up the situation, the characters, and then goes right into the fighting all in the course of a single chapter. They're like, yeah, we know why you're here. You want to see some sick fights. And while I do think that the very first fight is kinda underwhelming, everything following that has just been absolutely amazing. The Jack the Ripper vs Heracles fight especially is just so good. I just love looking at the list of contestants going, Adam? Really? What the fuck is he gonna do? Eat an apple? And then I read the fight and I'm like, holy shit, Adam is the coolest motherfucker ever, fuck! And it makes me really excited to see other weirdos like Nikola Tesla and Michel Nostradamus on the list. And with the anime adaptation recently announced, this is a perfect time to give the series a try. Trust me, you won't regret it. The last manga that I want to talk about this month is a release that I think went under the radar for many. That being Square Enix's The Apothecary Diaries, a manga adaptation of Natsu Hyuga's light novel series of the same name. Now, I've only read volume 1, so some of the things that I say here may change as I read more, but so far I've really enjoyed it. It's a light-hearted historical drama about a young girl working as a maid/apothecary at the imperial court in ancient China. Compared to many series with similar settings, this one seems to take a much more comedic approach to its writing, so far keeping things fairly light-hearted and fun, while still being open to a more serious turn down the line. At this point in time, it's kinda hard to tell where the story is actually going, but I'm sure that will become more clear a few volumes in. For now though, I'm enjoying it, and I'll keep on reading as more volumes get released. It being December, it's also time for me to catch up on the seasonal anime that caught my attention for fall 2020. And I'll be honest, there really wasn't all that much for me here. Attack on Titan is going strong so far. I'll definitely give my extended thoughts on that when it ends later this year. Haikyuu came out with a great second half to its 4th season, once again showing off why it's such a beloved series in the first place. I mean, come on, it's Haikyuu. You know what you're getting into at this point, and it's fucking great. As for new shows, Jujutsu Kaisen looks very promising, but it being a 2-core series, I'm holding off on watching, wanting to watch it all in one go when the first season finishes the coming season. Tonikaku Kawaii, or Over the Moon for You, or Fly Me to the Moon, depending on which mood you're in that day, seems to be this season's harbinger of diabetes sweeping over the community. And while I didn't watch the show, I have read a good chunk of the manga, and yeah, this shit is cute as fuck. One show that did catch my attention though was this season's most promising looking anime original in Akudama Drive. And boy, where do I even start with this one? Akudama Drive is an over-the-top sci-fi crime thriller akin to something like Psycho-Pass with a style that I can only describe as Danganronpa-esque. Its popping colors, over-the-top characters, and absolutely crazy storyline did make it a very interesting watch, even though I will say that it could have done a much better job of giving satisfying conclusions to all of its characters and storylines. In the end, it just feels like it was trying to do way too much in the span of 12 episodes. But there is definitely something to appreciate here if you're willing to give it a chance. Is it dumb? Hell yeah, it's dumb! One of the first scenes has a guy driving his motorcycle up the side of a building, crash landing in the middle of a fucking shootout just to deliver a package. But if you haven't noticed by now, I'm easily attracted to dumb shit, so here we are. In the end, if you're in the mood for a fun cyberpunk adventure to kick off the new year, as of right now, Akudama Drive probably isn't your worst choice. And that's it for 2020. I didn't really get to play a lot of video games this month, but I'm hoping I'll have something to talk about on that front come January. Anyway, Here's to hoping that this year will be great for all of us. I'll see you next time.